Hi, this is Ankit from E4HeHub channel. In this video, I have another exciting quiz. Have you ever wondered how fluent you are in English? Well, buckle up because we're about to put your skills to test with this quiz. All the questions here are designed to assess your advanced proficiency, which is C1 and C2 level, according to the CEFR framework. And it also allows you to use an important skill which fluent speakers almost always use, which is the ability to paraphrase ideas or transform sentences so the meaning never changes, but the grammar and the structure changes. So, without waiting any longer, let's understand the rules of the quiz. If you have already done the first version of the quiz, you don't need to, you can skip forward to question 1. But if you don't, here are the rules. There are 2 sentences, the first one and the second one. We need to complete the second sentence so the meaning is the same as the first sentence. But there is a keyword in capital case which we need to use to fill in the gap of the second sentence. There can be a minimum of 3 words, a maximum of 6 words in the gap, and we cannot change the keyword in any way. Okay, let me just give you an example sentence and the answer so it's even much more clear. I wish I had subscribed to this channel. That's the original sentence. We need to complete the second sentence, which has a gap. To this channel. And how are we going to complete the gap? By using the word regret with other words. So the meaning remains the same. Hence the answer will be, I regret not subscribing to this channel, which has the exact same meaning as I wish I had subscribed to this channel. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Yeah, that's a kind request. Are we clear about the example? 2 sentences. We have to retain the meaning in the second sentence so it matches the first sentence. We need to use the keyword in the gap. Here comes the first question. My manager doesn't mind what time I start or finish work. My manager doesn't mind what time I start or finish work. The keyword is difference, and we have to complete the second sentence, which starts with it, what time I start or finish work. It, what time I start or finish work. So what do you think will go in the gap, which has to have the keyword difference? Doesn't mind. Doesn't mind. To not mind something. The answer, it makes no difference to my manager what time I start or finish work. It makes no difference to my manager what time I start or finish work. So to not mind something, to not make any difference. Both have the same meaning. Question 2. It was Chris who came up with the idea for the social media campaign. It was Chris who came up with the idea of the social media campaign. The keyword is brains with an S. It's not brain, it's brains. And the sentence that needs completion, Chris, the social media campaign. How do we use the keyword brains in that gap? Who was responsible to come up with this idea? Who do we give all the credit to? Chris. So can you remember an expression which contains the word brains? The answer, Chris was the brains behind the social media campaign. Chris was the brains behind the social media campaign means he came up with the idea originally. It was his idea. Okay. Number 3, it's true that I like to work on tasks by myself, not with a team, by myself alone. It's true that I like to work on tasks by myself. The keyword being. Okay, it's being. And the second sentence, that needs completion. I prefers to work alone. I prefers to work alone. So one way of going about this is look at the verb prefers. It has an S. Which word would precede prefers so it is grammatically correct? There are actually two possible answers here. It can either be I admit to being a person who prefers to work alone, or I confess to being a person who prefers to work alone. Admit, confess, you can use either one. Yeah. Number 4. Last week, I informed my manager in writing that I would be leaving the company. So what do we say when we formally inform our superior in writing? What is that expression called in English? That has the keyword notice. I to my manager last week. I to my manager last week. Think. Stretch your language. And the answer, I gave in my notice to my manager. There's also another option. I handed in my notice. It can either be gave in my notice or handed in my notice, because we're talking about simple past tense. Last week. Okay, it's over. I gave in my notice or I handed in my notice. Either one works. Number 5, halfway. The day after I lost my job, I didn't feel like getting out of bed. The day after I lost my job, I didn't feel like getting out of bed. Didn't feel like doing something. The keyword is inclination. So please complete the second sentence. I out of bed the day after losing my job. I out of bed the day after losing my job. So which word goes with inclination? So the meaning is same like I didn't feel like. The answer, I had no inclination to get out of bed. I had no inclination to get out of bed. You also can say, I felt no inclination to get out of bed. Had no inclination, felt no inclination, because it's simple past again. Okay, both are correct. Number 6, it won't be easy for anyone to take over Rick's job when he retires. Won't be easy for anyone to take over Rick's job when he retires. We need to use the keyword choose. We can't change it. And the sentence that we need to complete, when Rick retires, it will be difficult for anyone. So what is it going to be difficult to do after he retires? To work in his place, to do what he used to do. And there's a lovely idiom for that in English. The answer, to step into his shoes or to fill his shoes. When Rick retires, it will be difficult for anyone to step into his shoes, to fill his shoes. Again, there are two possible answers, both are correct. 7. The idea of flexi time seemed to be popular with most of our senior managers. Most of our senior managers, okay? The keyword is favor, and the sentence that we need to complete, most of our senior managers seemed flexi time. Seemed flexi time. So how do we use the keyword favor to retain the meaning in the first sentence? Or rather, retain the meaning of the first sentence in the second sentence. And the answer is to favor flexi time. To favor means to support, to be in favor of. Most of our senior managers seem to favor flexi time. Okay? Seem to favor flexi time, to agree with the policy of flexi time. Number 8, just 3 more to go. Once one member of a team makes a mistake, there's no such thing as team spirit. Once one member of a team makes a mistake, there is no such thing No such thing. When do we use that expression? Think. And it goes with longer. So how do we complete the second sentence? Team spirit, after one member of a team makes a mistake. No such thing as team spirit, after one member of the team makes a mistake. The answer, team spirit no longer exists after one member of a team makes a mistake. Okay, so the team spirit breaks down, no longer exists. That's how we use the word longer in the gap. So the meaning is same. Okay, second last one, 2 to go. Tom should have admitted his mistake because the company usually gives employees another chance. Tom should have admitted his mistake because the company usually gives employees another chance. Another chance, second, So second is the keyword. The company might, if he had admitted his mistake. So who is he in the second sentence? Tom, right? That means Tom and second have to be in the gap. And if you notice, this is a conditional sentence. It's talking about a hypothetical situation. And the answer is the company might have given Tom a second chance if he had admitted his mistake. Might have given Tom a second chance if he had admitted his mistake. Did he really admit his mistake? No. Okay, so it's hypothetical. And the last one, good job if you've stuck around. You were not supposed to tell anyone about my news. You were not supposed to tell anyone about my news. I trusted you. I shared my news with you. You were not supposed to tell anyone about my news. The keyword is secret. And the second sentence starts with, I'd rather, instead of telling anyone. I'd rather, instead of telling anyone. So be careful of the tense that you use in the gap. You were not supposed to, but you did tell. Okay. The answer, I'd rather you had kept my news secret. It'll be past perfect. It'll not be simple past. I'd rather you had kept my news secret instead of telling anyone. Okay. Good job. That's the end of the quiz. Well, how did you do? Easy? Difficult? Somewhere in the middle. It's fine. Analyze your mistakes. Play the video back if you need. Okay? And if you don't ace it, don't be discouraged. The videos are not to bring your morale down. They are to learn. It's a lifelong journey, fluency. And this is just one step on that path. So don't beat yourself up, but master the mistakes. Just a favor, let me know in the comments how you did. If you found the video helpful, I would love to know, and there's just one way you can do that. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you're on Facebook, you've got to follow the Facebook page as well. Are we clear about it? Please do me that favor. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Stay curious, stay determined, and keep pushing your language skills to new heights. Is that clear? Bye. Take care.